Hey my beautiful people, what's going on? Will here, Flawless Crested Geckos, coming to you guys with another video. This is going to be part 2 about Instagram's algorithm. In this video, we're going to expound a little bit on what we were talking about before. Really got you guys talking. Very happy that it's beneficial. The content that we're putting out here is useful. Few things we want to put out, or a couple things we want to put out, is I think people, we're human, everyone's human. So, you know, especially if you're in the stage or level where you're having fun with what you're doing, continue having fun. Everything does not have to always be a business, but some people, most people, like having fun in their hobbies, or you wouldn't do the hobby. But the number one thing about being at that level, people tend to, what I call, play the fence. It's a hobby when it's a hobby, and then when it's not being beneficial as a business, people tend to get a little bit of disgruntled. And hopefully some of this stuff is to help people over that hump. What I mean by that, my favorite phrase Audra likes to make fun of me about, is we have to stop treating our social media, including our IG, like you don't care, but then you wonder why it doesn't grow. Let that soak in a little bit. You can't treat things, especially social media and Instagram, on a business level like you don't care about it. Oh, it's just Instagram. But then you're like, man, why won't I grow? Why won't I get more followers? Why won't I get more engagement? They don't go hand in hand. If you see a problem, you have to figure out a solution, which is probably why you're watching this video. You also have to continue, you have to realize why you're doing everything that you're doing. You were having fun originally, so make sure everything you do is to secure your fun meter at all times. So that also means that you need to pretty much do whatever you have to because you have to. That's pretty much the bottom line. Do whatever you have to because you have to. If that means watching these videos, if that means posting on the schedule, setting alarms on your phone when you should post, setting schedules during your week where it's not even on camera or pictures or anything, but you're setting aside a time slot to spend time with your animals. Figure out how they move, and you know, different quality of pictures, and just a different time frame and schedule for you to do the library building of work, to build you a catalog of things to be able to post. At the same time, you want to make sure that you're going to grow organically. That's the biggest thing. You want to be able to engage with people that you feel you know. You want to be able to meet and greet people at shows. You want to be able to share, you know, user handles and things of the sort, tag people and everything. That's how you continue to grow. So this video, we're going to talk a little bit about shadow banning. So Instagram and shadow banning, it does exist. Okay. We're not talking about anything where you can actually go and check and see if you're shadow banned. I'm talking about what we've actually experienced. We gave you a lot of the good things to do in part 1 of Instagram algorithm video. This video, on this one, I got notes again, is on the shadow banning side of it. The no-nos, the no-no list, the naughty list. So the things that you should probably try to steer away from, or you didn't know or realize was going on, and hopefully we can shed some light on it and help. That's the whole point of why we're putting our videos out. So the post no-nos and things that can lead to shadow banning. So let me explain shadow banning just a little bit. Number one, let's say we have 8,000 followers on Instagram. No matter what your follower count is, there's some type of weird ratio that Instagram uses where you never reach all your followers, period. Never. So if you have 100, you won't reach all 100 unless all 100 is going and searching for you. If you have 1,000, you won't reach all 1,000. If you have 8,000 like we do, you won't reach all 8,000. So whatever the meter is, where you fall into whatever class, is the amount of followers that Instagram allows you to reach on a regular basis. If you're seeing that your posts and reels and all your content is consistently getting anywhere from 150 likes to let's say 450 likes, then that may be the comfort zone. So the reason that you can understand or realize or recognize that you're shadow banned is once you go from 150 consistent likes, 400 likes, all this stuff is consistent within that range, everything you're posting. And then you go down to 12. You go down to 8, 12, 8, 12, 15. You're shadow banned for some reason. So take a second, stop, evaluate what you're doing, because what we've experienced and witnessed, the way shadow ban works is it can compound itself. So this is just a rule of thumb. You're not gonna find a guideline because Instagram doesn't publish things like this. But let's say, let me go through the list of things that you end up doing. So for us, what we've noticed when we post, and this goes for reels as well as actual picture posts, if you say anything in your caption or post it in your picture where you're posting dates and times, meaning, oh, we're gonna have a release on this date. That's why if you've seen our posts, it's very cryptic at times, because we're trying very hard not to say keywords or what we call trigger words to trigger shadow bans. We try to spell things out, Pacific Standard Time and stuff like that. We try to, be a little different where we can catch it to make sure that we don't trigger these words. Also, when you post pictures and video with a lot of text in it, that's another trigger for shadow ban, where instantly you don't get it, you don't get all your reach. We've been affected by that. And again, this is an ongoing thing where the algorithm constantly changes. Some posts you'll get out there and it'll be good, and then next thing you know, a month later you try a different type of way to post the same content, and now you're not getting any reach. The algorithm constantly changes. So posting too much text, putting time and date in your posts, putting an actual website away from Instagram in your post, whether it's a reel or typed out in a picture, putting like, share, follow. That's why we try to put little dashes and separate the word where people can look at it and understand what it says, but it not be a trigger, hopefully, for Instagram to shadow ban. Putting more than 30 hashtags will shadow ban you. Posting content after content after content, even if it's quality content with no caption at all in the description section. I believe Instagram sees that because they have a lot of bots and apps and all this stuff that's always trying to, encroach on their space. So they figure you're probably a bot and shadow bans you. Now you're not reaching the normal amount of followers that you normally reach because you're not putting, any content in that shows you're a human being. Like I said, adding websites, screen recording, that goes for TikToks as well as YouTubes. Some people, they know how to filter out the algorithm. They know how to put a mesh over.
Hey guys, Flawless Crested Geckos here. Will, Audra, and we're here to tell you about our Patreon.
Yes, going through tough times, you got to know that Flawless is always going to have your back. If you go over to patreon.com/flawlesscrestedgeckos, you'll see all the perks and benefits it is there for you to come and support us on our Patreon. $50 a month turns around and goes right back into your Flawless Crested Geckos savings account for you to use towards your next purchase.
Any purchase. We also give awesome benefits such as 5% off the top of the price of the gecko. We get free merchandise, t-shirts, we have stainless steel tables, tools, yes. All kinds of goodies. We also give free shipping to our members all year round, no blackout dates. And, we give awesome tips, or we think we do anyway.
That's right. So go over to patreon.com/flawlesscrestedgeckos.
And join our family.
It's like a mesh that you can't see over the videos, which blocks out, Instagram being able to see the TikTok, watermarks, or there's all kinds of stuff out there that claim that it works, so you can give it a try. we don't try to do any of that stuff. So we just try to, you know, pretty much not go in that direction of, you know, screen recording that. We'll try to go into our actual editing software and try to re-record its own part of whatever video and then do it that way to post it. So that can get you shadow banned. If you notice you got constant, you know, followers liking a lot of your content, and then you cut a clip out, or you do a screen record of like a YouTube clip and you post it, you don't see anybody liking it because shadow ban is triggering the shadow ban. Also, this is what I was talking about in part 1. So there's a big battle, YouTube versus Instagram. Here on YouTube, I feel like YouTube is a lot more professional in the relationship, the business relationship, the competitor relationship between Instagram and YouTube, or Meta and YouTube. And the reason I feel like that is because you guys can do a search right now on YouTube and you'll see, you know, all these different things about Instagram algorithm. I'm doing these videos for our specific niche and to hopefully circumvent some of the problems that we're running into. But you'll see Instagram everywhere, posted all over, you know, YouTube. But when you go over there, Instagram, everything that you post, so you make a post and you put in a caption, check out YouTube video and stuff like that, shadow ban, triggers shadow ban. We know this from experience. That's why we always try to check us out on the tube. And I know it seems weird, but we're trying to be very creative with how we post to make sure that we're constantly and consistently reaching our followers. So that's why we do that. We're gonna forever keep changing with the times. And it's one of them things where how you use your Instagram is, how we use our Instagram is, if it doesn't hurt us, we're gonna do it. So if we heard that, oh, well, you know, everything you have to post, if you post pictures, you'll be shadow banned. I'm just making something up. But if you post pictures, you continue to post pictures, you'll be shadow banned. And we know we have some pictures to post. Then we'll just post the pictures in reel form, make reels out of every picture. What I'm saying is it doesn't hurt us to try something else, where it would hurt us if we continue to do the same thing that someone actually told us in advice that it could potentially hurt you. So we want to go to path of least resistance. So why, you know, put your hand on the stove and, you know, feel that heat and get burnt if somebody already told you the stove is hot? So that's kind of the analogy that we use with that. So those are some of the no-nos. So the reason I get into that relationship, the competitive relationship between Instagram and YouTube, is because I feel like Instagram is often, or Meta is often, extremely petty. And reason this is the main big reason. They trick you. So Instagram is one of the biggest platforms out there, and like I told you in part 1, they like for you to utilize all the new features and everything they roll out. But here's the trick. So we advise you guys to share to your story, be consistent, you know, consistent with your posts, consistent with your reels. This is the catch, the cheat code though. If you share to your story, make sure you're being careful with that little icon up top where you pick something to share, and then it's like a little square where you can add GIFs to your story. Some of the GIFs are hit and miss. I will tell you, do not use any of the YouTube GIFs. The play button, the words YouTube. Don't type YouTube in your story. You will trigger shadow ban. So literally, you think about how petty that is. You're on Instagram, you're sharing content on Instagram, you're utilizing Instagram features at the same time of doing what Instagram wants you to do. You click on the button or the option to add a play button because you got, hey, you just put an insert or excerpt of a video that you made specifically for your story, so you know it's good to go, and you put the play button on it saying, hey, come check the full video out on YouTube. Trigger shadow ban for using something that Instagram supplied there for you to use. It's the craziest thing. Comment down below if you knew that was going on. And if not, if you need to feel that heat on that stove, go test it out. If you're consistently getting X amount of followers that's liking your posts, go ahead and screen record something and see. And, screen record this clip and post it in support of hopefully educating future people, and see if you reach your normal amount of follower count. So that's one of the biggest things that you need to know about the Shadowban. Now, what we know about how Shadowbans work, all right? Everyone has the hustle and bustle of their own lives or what you deal with on a day-to-day basis. Instagram, they don't really care about that because they only care about their business. I get it. So what we've learned so far, Instagram Shadowban, once Shadowban is triggered, it compounds. So let's say I make a post with no caption. This is all, an example. I make a post with no caption and I get my followers. I get 150 likes. Beautiful picture, blah, blah, blah. Now, the next post I make the next day, I make another post of a beautiful picture, different picture, no caption. And what I mean by no caption, no description in the bottom, nothing, no hashtag, nothing. I post and let's say now I get 80, likes. A little low, but it's still all right. And then the next picture I post, no caption. And now I'm getting 18. And then I post it again, 18, 16, 15. I'm Shadowban, okay? My account is Shadowban. Now, I do not know the concrete of how they do their shadow bans. It's not published. What I believe is going on is you can't just go cold turkey and say, all right, well, I obviously messed up my account. Let me just stop posting. I don't think that benefits you. I think that Instagram, it's almost like AI. It's a learning platform where it's noticing your behaviors. Yeah, if you go cold turkey, you stop posting for another month and then jump up there, you post the proper way and all that, and all of a sudden you gain some traction, you get some followers back, but you lost a whole month. I feel that you need to keep posting premium, high quality content, but change the behavior. And what that's going to spark is not going to spark instant let's say results, but let's say that every time you're posting, they're giving you a 48-hour shadow ban, where even if you do the right thing, you're not going to reach a follower count, and they just kind of compounds. But I do think that you can push that teetering scale in a positive direction when you say, all right, dang, I know what I did. I was posting with no caption. Let me now post with caption. Let me post good high quality content with caption, with hashtags, and man, I posted it and still only got 21 followers. It's okay. I know that I'm doing the right thing, but I know I'm coming back from being shadow banned. And then the next 2 times or whatever I post and I'm doing the same thing, positive, doing the right thing, and now boom, I got my followers back, what I normally reach, and I'm back off and running. And you also didn't leave your base followers with no content. In this niche, that's what's important about this niche, you need to be seen. If you want to grow, you need to be seen. That's what other categories don't, we don't have that luxury just going cold turkey and just saying, hey, it is what it is, I'll figure it out later. You need to be seen. So that's pretty much the basis of it. It can go on so many different levels. As far as shadow bans, doing multiple different things to be shadow banned, being shadow banned for an extended period of time, feeling like you need to cut your losses and start everything over. I don't think anyone can really destroy their account that much to have to start everything over. I just think, you need to evaluate where you are, make the proper decisions, educate yourself, like watching videos similar to this one, especially for our reptile hobby, and hopefully things like this will point you in the right direction. And 9 times out of 10, if you do go cold turkey and say, screw this, I'm just gonna close this page down and open a new page, you're not gonna learn what you did wrong. In the new page you open up with the more creative, nice name, you're gonna do the same thing to that page as well. So you gotta learn what we're doing. Anyway, it's Will, Flawless Crested Geckos, we out.